2055.
Damn.
What the HEX?
What the HEX?
Oh, you guys again. Jesus. Please stop streaming. Stop talking about the HEX token.
No.
No, it's the only token. It's the only true token.
It's the only token.
token,
PulseChain never
and
launched.
that's no joking.
PulseChain never launched. It's still the only token. That's an interesting alternate history right there.
Wait, what?
Eric Wall was
There's something
right.
besides HEX?
It's like, Toby, you've been buying the wrong PLS this entire time. It's crap. It happens.
RHMax. I have to
Palestinian coin? I shouldn't have been buying Palestinian coin?
Yeah, it's a pump. PLS is a pump tires coin. Don't worry. Peter,
What, Peter?
what's up?
RHMax, thank you for a conference where nobody shills any third-party coins.
Yes.
Finally, thank you.
That's
Thank
there
you.
there was on the submission form. There was please no coin pitches, and so far so good. We've had a lot of new people speaking too, and I'm always like waiting to be like, oh, is everything gonna go okay or not? We're gonna.
You can't. You know what? To be frank, you can't guard against it entirely. It's like it's a chain. There's going to be all kinds of other stuff on the chain, and this one of the things that we do preach. I know we have like infotainment as kind of our shtick, and we try to be funny with it. But the reality is that everyone, if they're in DeFi, they need to have at the forefront of their mind DYOR, and that doesn't mean listening to talking heads. Doesn't mean listening to founders. It's like do real research, find out who's behind it, read white papers that are available, look at their track history with other things.
I just want you to tell me which coin to buy. That you're saying a lot of other things that aren't that.
Pardon?
I said, but Toby, I just want you to tell me the coin to buy. You're saying a lot of things that aren't that.
Show me the button
you get to the point.
That's not. You're doing it wrong if you're doing that, because it's like you should be here to learn, to navigate this on your own, or you will. I mean, the odds are already against you in crypto. I mean, 99% of the stuff goes to zero for real. And so if you educate yourself, your upside increases exponentially.
Yeah.
So educate yourself.
Just ask AI. That's easy.
Just ask AI, and it'll only hallucinate sometimes, and probably for not important things too. I mean, it's not there. It's not quite there yet. But anyway, I'm gonna pop off
for the love of God, people. Stop saying, please. Thank you and bye-bye to the AI. It costs you billions. It's an environmental disaster.
OpenAI is about to close their doors. They're losing money because you keep having power outages for pleasantries.
Peter, what was the last piece of technology that you adopted 100%, Peter?
Trezor.
All right.
Hey.
Airsoft guns.
It's from Eastern Europe.
Yeah,
I appreciate you all. I would banter with you, but I'm gonna go look at some sunshine.
Yeah, I would run too if I could, Max.
Once you get started, it ain't gonna stop. So we're in a good way. In a good way. But I appreciate. Thank you, Peter.
Well, come back and see us. You hear?
I'll come back soon. I gotta come cut you off soon. So
30 minutes.
Don't have too much fun.
30 minutes.
7.5, but close. Yeah. No, you got 30 minutes. Go for
it. There we go. God almighty.
Hey.
So collectively,
collectively,
you have 200 years of complaining on your screen right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Jesus
200 years of complaining, and we're here to complain some more.
And we wanted I know it's like this is a little out of the box here, but we wanted to go ahead and announce our coin, Kvechnia coin. It's where
all right, and that's the end of the segment on this one. Thank you for holding
right.
And
take him out.
Jesus
Get the hook.
Man, it's a special episode of What the Hex on the Pulse Conference 2055. Papa B, if we're still streaming in the year 2055,
we are force ghosts.
We done something wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
What was that old Conan bit? In the year 2000.
The year 2000.
2055. I remember when it was like, oh my God, the year 2000 is going to come and planes are going to fall out of the sky because of this terrible reset on everybody's.
Y2K.
Y2K was a real thing. We were scared. We were like, having sex in the streets and, live like it's your last day, and then nothing happened. So how about 2055? Something big is going to happen in the next 2025, we're hoping. Yeah. And that is tiny green shoots are beginning to come alive in our community. I think I saw a plus 2.02% up on PulseX right now. And Pulse is soaring at 0.05% X up. Yay.
There you
Just
go.
one monthly green candle, please.
Just one.
Can we?
Just for a little while.
I think it's in the making. Like Richard Hart already did his first kind of sort of victory lap tweet this afternoon. You know,
he can do better.
Like I fought the fight for you, and boom, Hex pumped 1.5%. So just imagine him.
Gotta start somewhere. It's like Rogaine.
Gotta start somewhere.
That's a victory lap for ants. Come on.
Toby's frozen. That's great.
Frozen. Stay like this, Toby.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Don't move. Back. Am I back?
Yeah.
I was saying it's just like Rogaine. You know, you use it. If you do it and you keep your fingers crossed, maybe you get a couple little sprouts. It's like,
you know what? Fuck that crap to spread on your head. Bald is beautiful, bitch.
Just shave it? Oh my God, what has happened?
Did you lose
reveal.
a bet
like hair, man?
Big reveal. All right. Nobody's
smooth as a baby's testicle.
Mr. Clean.
Bald side.
Papa.
Hair
side. Reveal it. You made me
gray side.
My wife
gray
won't
side.
let me reveal my baldness.
I just heard in the previous segment, KG was talking. He said something about doorknobs, and I got personally offended for some reason.
Right.
You know.
Rightio. All right.
Yeah, the AI panel. I didn't understand a thing in that.
I remember that you don't trust AI. No. I took away something very important. Not a lot of us in this community remember how to change their oil or their tires.
Right.
Personally, the last time I cleaned out and rebuilt a carburetor was in 1986 in my dad's 1971 Volkswagen Squareback, and I don't remember how to do it again. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But do you ever let your wife check your oil? Sorry, I figured I would be the crass one this time, Papa, because it's like, you know, you normally carry that mantle.
I don't.
No,
that's
too much.
No, you've got a fiance that's like half your age, so maybe she checks.
No. Yeah, I was like, we don't play that.
So people expected Richard Hart to close out the conference, but instead you get us. You get us bonehead. Gonna be so disappointed,
dude.
But shout out to RHMax though, man. That's a great conference he's put on. Round of applause. Chat, light up the chat. Come on.
A thankless job. It is not easy.
Tweet this out. Replay gang. Watch this crap. Let's do it.
Hey, right after you watch this conference, you go to the What the Hex channel.
Yes,
and listen
and subscribe.
To true OGs, not shilling you any shit coins.
Yeah.
Any product that will help Hex, to go up. No, none of that.
Right. Turn into Quasimodo. He just totally right.
We are the historians of the truth from day one. If you need to know what's up, watch the What the Hex show, because we complain about it from day one.
Yes.
And Toby, I think you brought up some great points. We were reflecting on the sacrifice and what that meant and what the price was at the time and how important that was and what the true value on chain is of these things. You want to talk about anything like that?
Yeah, I tell you what, it's like here's one of the things that I find maddening. I find that on our show afterward, I will get DMs all the time from people, sometimes open, posts, but often DMs about like, man, you guys are saying exactly what I've been thinking forever, but this stuff never goes anywhere because it gets drowned out by whomever and everyone on a public post. But the reality is, if somebody is telling you stuff that is mathematically inaccurate and they are very adept at mathematics, maybe they're trying to sell you something. You know what I mean? So it's disingenuous at best, right? So if you have anyone tell you that you sold your hex to RH, no, we didn't do that. It was a sacrifice. Everybody understands the importance of the language, what that means. Also, if you go back to the history of it, one of the most alpha plays was to sacrifice hex because it was highly likely it was going to an address that would never sell it. So it's effectively more like burning your hex than selling.
Burned a bunch of hex off the market.
Yep. And then it was encapsulating that value for later as well.
On two chains.
Yep, on two chains, dude. Yep.
Well, and the other piece is, if someone's telling you that sack rate is 0.001, they are not telling you the full story, because the reality of it is the vast majority of people that sacrifice got a substantially better rate. Now, are we below even what the whale rates were? Yes, at this point, but we're not 75, 80% down from whatever metric you're trying to look at, as far as like a baseline is what people got their pulse at, right? So if you do the math, it's around 0.00004 is what the top sacrificer got as the rate, which is 60% below 0.0001. And then everyone else is kind of in a range somewhere between maybe like 4 zeros and a 6 and 4 zeros and a 4. That's the vast majority of people. It's like what they effectively, sacrificed and got, what their value turned into. So anybody telling you like, to focus from, we're down this much from SAC, it's like, come on, better, like change the narrative, but it doesn't fly. It's easier to say we're down from this 0001, blah, blah, blah. Also, the last one is 99% down. Who's 99% down? Do you know who's 99% down? That guy, that one guy that bought the wickety wick top of the top, that guy. And that's only if he's still holding, because pretty good chance he capitulated sometime along the way. Maybe he's still holding. And then, that guy, sorry, man, you're 99% down. The vast majority of people did not buy at all-time high.
Good point, Toby. There's one more gift to this equation that very few people understand and pay attention to, and that is for the tax-paying public in certain jurisdictions. I'll say the United States because Toby and I are from there, but I'll tell you that
what he's talking about.
That if you if you consult your CPA and put things in the correct way, there was an advantage to sacrificing as well as a $0 transaction that you gain nothing back for. So that is called a deemed sale at $0, and you actually have a savings of losses that you harvested when you did that, and that will apply to when you actually disperse or dispense the assets into another currency. That is coming up in the bull. So win, win, and win.
Just do your research.
Toby, one question that came up into my mind. Does anyone know if the stakers staked the sacrificed HEX?
Wait, if the stakers staked the sacrifice HEX?
Yes.
Can you repeat that question in English, please?
The HEX that was sacrificed.
What the heck?
Was it staked?
Was it staked? Well, I mean, it seems to me
last month,
like,
yes.
Yeah, right. I mean, if what the OA was holding was,
thank you, stakers.
There were two different. I don't know. I didn't do the blockchain analysis on that. I can't.
Not until last month.
Yeah, my understanding was what the OA had held was almost entirely staked. As far as what went into the SAC address, I honestly don't know. I'd have to say, hey, blockchain people, go out there and look and see like what went to the sacrifice address. Did that end up being staked, or is that still liquid?
Someone, please
in the chat, give us an answer.
What's the point? What's the point? Are you asking a legitimate question, or are you going to make a point? Is it rhetorical, or is it like a real question?
It's just something that came into my mind.
Okay.
There's no substance in no substance in that, and it's not even funny.
Okay.
Well,
Peter,
disappointment.
Well done.
As always, Peter. It's okay. We expect as much from you.
Well, no.
Well, no, I know.
You should have no expectations.
I don't.
You know what's frustrating now that the verdict is in with the SEC case, and today kind of sort of the 60-day period has started for potential appeal, which we all deem very unlikely, but it's a technicality. And now it's making the rounds in the crypto mainstream news media, that Richard won against the SEC. And people still, I had an exchange the afternoon with some guy from the XRP army. They're still twisting it, even though there is as much legal clarity as you can literally have. I mean, the judge said,
it's still a scam, DJ.
The SAC
Don't you understand?
is his money. He can do whatever he wants. The judge literally said he can do what he wants with that money. Like, how much more do you need to hear?
What's the spin?
They still call it a scam, and now they're turning it back to, the tokenomics of HEX. Like, if everybody starts to sell, there wouldn't be enough liquidity and that sort of shit.
In terms of XRP, if Brad Garling jumps on your ass every month, what are those tokenomics?
And what telling me XRP is great. Like, what the heck? Like, they allow twisting it. Like, they will never support us. So that's why I think it came to me. It's no point in arguing with these people anymore. We just need to do our own thing as Hexicans and PulseChainiacs.
I like that.
And don't worry about all these people and the centralized exchanges and all the crypto media and the Bitcoin conference and all that stuff. We do our own conference, the RHMax conference.
Hey, Peter, looks like we got an answer to your question. My good friend, Gold Key. Yes, it was staked. Take your own advice and do your own research, Toby. I'm sorry. Maybe it was more like, yes, it was staked. Take your own advice and do your own research, Toby.
It was basically burned.
I got burned.
God damn it.
That's my version of research on something like that affects me none, because I honestly don't give a shit. But yeah, thank you, Gold Key, just having a little fun. If you don't understand, people watching at home, and Gold Key in particular, sarcasm is my love language. Love you, bro. Nothing but the best.
And by the way,
thank you for illuminating the chat with that, Peter. It was staked, so there you go. All that HEX
Saconomics.
I like it.
Yeah,
that's a good term,
right?
And by the way, everyone criticized RH, like, you should burn your HEX and blah blah blah. Well, now he staked it,
which he did. He kind of did.
Did. So
he kept his options open by staking it, in my opinion. You know, the way I look at it is like he reduced the inflation. And I actually, Dipcatcher talked about this a little bit earlier. Typically low inflation environments are good for various things. So I think that also there's this outsized chance, in my opinion, that at some point, I don't think it'll be any time before the top of the bull, that some of those stakes could be emergency in-staked. And they would effectively be, I know this is highly speculative, but I'm just saying, as far as like a lottery ticket for those, because the only people that are going to benefit are those that are staked. If he EESs, and then there are a significant penalties for those.
The African prince, African priest.
Whomever, right?
Yeah.
Then there would be 50% of those penalties go back to the OA, and 50% would go to those who are staked. If you're not staked, you get nothing from it. So it would almost be like an intermittent reward that's thrown out there that would then like trigger people's brains like, oh man, hey, wish I had some stakes because I could have got a piece of that.
But the OA is staked too. The OA is staked too, and the vast majority of the staking. So there's a little bit of goodies to come to the stakers.
Psychologically.
Right. But then the APY goes back up like crazy. So there's a benefit there.
For a day. For a day. And then if you extrapolate that over the year and like rejigger your APR thing, it's like maybe it's not 3.9% or whatever it is currently. Now we're back up in the 20s, 30% range if it's a huge enough.
If and when we have no expectations.
No. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, we don't know. Look at us.
I don't think this will ever happen, Toby. But
I mean, maybe not.
I mean,
we can dream.
It would be very nice wet dream. And maybe it would
dream.
What if the African priest becomes the next pope?
But please no. But maybe it would be a good signal to the community that, well, I like the APR went down, but here, have some crumbs.
Well, it's transparent on the chain. Everybody can see the moves. That's one of the beautiful things with HEX and PulseChain, that there's no hidden agenda. Everything is out there in the open. And the SAC wallets that have been staked, the 40% is a 10-year staking ladder with a big chunk coming out every 2 years. So that's one day where the APR will go back up again. And then again, 2 years later, if it's not being restaked right away. So, you know, things can change. Well, just because it's bad right now with the daily payout doesn't mean
now.
And there's something else.
It has to stay that way.
There's something else to consider too, like the APY that was like so infamously or famously, you know, touted out there forever. You know, 38% APY, blah blah blah. It was always in terms of HEX. That was always the metric, right?
Of course.
So in reality, what are people more concerned about?
The Bitcoin people want to accumulate Satoshis. We want to...
Well, I want to stack beats, baby.
Yes.
Yeah. I want to stack some beats. That's what I'm stacking. I don't know about the rest of you.
Well, right now you are stacking beats. It's not...
Hand motion. You got to get in the office so they know it's a snap.
Toby stacks too many beats.
Plot beats.
Instead of 38, it's now 4%.
No,
Triplet Dad says,
like, what do people want? At the end of the day, they want dollars, right? I mean, unfortunately, we're not completely in a decentralized world where we can use crypto to pay for everything. That would be great. Maybe, we're looking toward that.
Toby, you fud my bags again? You fud my dollar bags?
No, I think you and some other people were saying that, it's really about terms of like dollar appreciation, right? Like how much in dollars have you made by staking HEX? So if we get price appreciation, maybe a lower APY on HEX terms, where are you really as far as APY on your investment? And I mean, that's to be determined. But if, you can do the math, if you speculate and say, hey, we're going to hit this price, you can do the math backward if you care to.
But will we? That's the question.
No, I
will
won't.
We?
I won't.
Here's a question. Here's a question I want to pose to you all too. That again, in spirit of Pulse Conference 2055, a lot of people are very confused about why I named the conference that. To me, it was just like there's Token 2049,
right?
There's a Cypherpunk 2077. There's what's that other movie? 2049 movie. I forget what it was. They made a remake. They made the remake. Whatever it was. So to me, it was just like this, like looking forward type of thing. And fun fact, if you haven't realized it by now, if we have this conference 30 years from today, it'd be 5555. Boom.
Yeah.
I see.
Right. I know. I got to explain. You got to explain the jokes.
The fact that most of the three of us are going to be dead by then, but that's okay.
I mean,
we appreciate
from the
it.
old folks home, we're
hey,
struggling.
I will be 84-year-old. I will have a bionic spine by then. I will have monkey butlers and sex robots galore. Just carrying me around on my hovercraft to do whatever. I don't think sex is really going to be on the agenda at 84, but
Well,
no, but they're doing
your
sandwich.
We're looking on longevity. We're going to reverse aging, so we're going to get you. You can be active at any age at that point.
Now, quick question about Aubrey de Grey. Is it true that he's only 35 years old?
I've got lots of questions about that.
That's what I want to keep telling people. I want to be like, he's sexually skilled, but we just got to do it at scale now. And Aubrey, he's actually 12 years old. He's
12 years old.
If
mind blown.
Shaved
Benjamin Buttons thing,
he would look younger.
He's currently trying to solve the Benjamin Button problem. So he may just start falling off if that's how it works. I don't know.
Peter just uncovered the scam. In 10 more years, Aubrey de Grey is going to walk into a box, shave his beard, and come out and say, I've solved it.
Well, I want Brad Pitt to play him in the movie. I'll say that.
I met the guy in Vegas, and I actually touched his beard. So, I think he's looking older every year. So isn't he testing a little bit of his own medicine?
Well, is Elon going to be on Mars, or is everyone else going to be on Mars based on his contributions?
Good point.
I'm okay with that. Anyways, wrapping up this amazing panel. By the way, I've listened to half of what you said and enjoyed a fraction of that. However,
can we show our show?
Just kidding.
Can we show our show?
That's all we came here.
The name is What the Hex panel. How have you not? The whole conference is showing your show right now.
It's not really.
It is a great show.
DJ,
being
the most mature of us, plug it, brother.
All right. I promise, hold on. Before we do, I promise you can show the show. But before we do, 2055, one word. Start with Peter. Going to Toby. What are you gonna be doing? One word in 2055. Get your mind off monkey sex. Okay. That's several words, but pain, medicine. Medicine, maybe?
Medicine,
digesting.
Pain. I don't want to go with pain. Pain don't sound like a good word, 2055.
Napping.
I like it. I like it. Napping.
You took mine. You already said digesting.
Digesting and napping. Napping while I'm digesting.
Mine was going to be napping, I guess. Probably decaying. Probably.
Nobody wants to go with rich or powerful or beach or DJ.
Max, do you know how old we are? Come on, bro. We're all in our 50s, bro.
We have careers. We worked hard.
We are gray hair.
If you're going in the right direction, you make it compounding returns. So it should be better in the future, right?
I'll be at the old folks' home looking for Aubrey de Grey and watching all the youngins spend the HEX gains.
So gains. I'm gonna go with gains. It's a
How
one-word
depressing.
Gains. All right. Gains.
How depressing.
Awesome panel. Yeah, please tell people, take us out on your show, and you're actually, again, appreciate you all for actually talking about the HEX token consistently over and over and over, no matter if we're up only or not. I mean, that's commendable. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
So where can they find the text? The HEX show? What the HEX show? Where can they find it?
We're What the HEX. The channel name is called What the HEX Supra. I don't know why, but that's what it's called. So it's the What the HEX show every Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's a very core coin centered show, mostly about HEX, as the name gives away. We're also a bit, as we alluded, a bit of the older spectrum in the community, the elder statesmen. So we're trying to bring a little bit of that life and business advice to the young people, but we know that the young people are not checking for us. But still, that's what we're trying to bring to the community. It's a show.
There's some people. When I was younger, I listened to the older guys, right? So there's probably a handful out there.
Out the window these days.
Yeah, you want to make money? Listen to your elders.
We're not boomers. There it starts in the chat already. We're Gen X's, but
Gen X. God damn it.
Gen X,
the
only boomer. Isn't RG the only boomer that's like public?
Yes.
We got
that's only
Gen
it.
X.
So come check us out on Thursday. It's a show by the community for the community. DJ Geriatric from the Old Folks Home. Exactly.
That's right,
Shout
DJ
out.
Geriatric.
Yes,
Well,
it's not what the flex. Though.
Okay, Grandpa, now let's get you back to bed. Amen, brother. Take me home.
All right, gents.
Mean as hell.
And once again, congrats to RHMax for the
Thank you,
conference.
RHMax.
Yeah.
Thank you, RHMax.
Good job.
Man. Thanks for having us. It was fun.
Thank you. No, thanks for coming again. We've had so many great sessions today, and you guys really you gave us another great one. So I really appreciate you all.